Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady. Thanks for being with us on our program today. As always, we'll start you off with a little contact information, give you some information about how to get in touch with me. If you have an idea for our program, we'd love to hear from you. As always, you guys are our eyes and ears out on the street. We want to know what's happening in your community, in your neck of the woods, with fairs, festivals, special events, things going on with your church, your community, your social organization. Let me know about it simply by sending me an email. cbrady@tv24.tv is my email address. That's the best way to get in touch with me, to let me know about the things going on in your community. Now, we also want to know about the interesting people who live in your community. Maybe you have someone who is a writer, an artist, or a musician. Maybe they have an odd or an interesting hobby and you think they'd be a great guest for the show. It's exactly who we're looking for, and you may find us featuring them here on East Alabama Today. So send me their information and what makes them interesting to my email address, cbrady@tv24.tv. And remember, if you want to go back and watch a show from past weeks, simple to do with our brand new on-demand section at tv24.tv. The whole website's completely redone. There's an on-demand section there for all of our local shows. Go down to the on-demand button, click on East Alabama Today, and there you can see shows from the past several weeks from the ease of your computer right there, wherever you happen to be, from home or office or on your iPad sitting and waiting at the doctor's office. Wherever you'd like to watch the program, there you can find it. So check that out at tv24.tv. Today we're going to be talking about insanity, but it may not be what you think we're going to talk about. We'll be back in a moment with the details. Stay with us. Welcome back into East Alabama Today. Proud to have you along with us for today's show. Our guest today is going to be talking about insanity, but we're not going to be talking about mental illness unless you consider insanity fitness mental illness. And it's going to be interesting, though, to talk with Tammy Doering. Tammy, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you back here with us. It's been a while since you've been with us, but we've talked about Dead Sea minerals and things like that, and even how it could help your pets or your own facial skin care and things like that. And now we're talking about insanity, but insanity fitness. You have become a certified insanity instructor.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean? What is insanity fitness?
Insanity fitness is actually a takeoff of interval training. I turned 50 years old this past August, and I decided that I wanted the next 50 years to be better than the first 50.
Right.
And I'd been going to exercise classes. I personally struggle with anxiety, depression, as well as fibromyalgia, which can exacerbate anxiety and depression. And when you run businesses, it piles on you. And I'd been taking classes, and I fell in love with Zumba, toning classes, even picked up on running. And I got to the point where I wanted a little bit more, and I wanted to see what I could do, because what I've discovered is my mind will hold me back. Mm-hmm. My mind is my worst enemy, but my body, as long as I say I'm possible, not it's impossible, I can do it. And I ventured out in July of last year, and I went over to Atlanta and I took the first insanity certification course. Had I known what I was going to, because I thought I was in top shape, oh my gosh. I got over there and I thought, oh my God, this is going to kill me. I am insane for being here. And then I learned so much about what it's doing, how it helps us, how it helps our body, how it makes you, Sean T., his favorite term is dig deeper. Yeah. You don't dig deeper on your own. You can, I'm sure you've seen it on TV, you've seen the, the crazy calisthenics and the plyo, everything that we do is like, wow, you really do that? But they wanted instructors to create a class environment that we actually make it fun. I started Overcomers Fitness for my own physical needs. I have a tendency to want to sit on the couch, eat the things I don't need to eat, be lazy, and not do things. One of the things I've discovered is with doing I work out 6 days a week. I put me on my schedule. I make that happen, because in 6 months, or let's say 6 years from now, if I don't, where am I going to be?
Right.
One of the biggest things that Insanity does do is, after you finish a workout, you're actually reaching into an anaerobic state where the body will begin to burn fat as fuel. A lot of people go on these yo-yo diets and they lose a lot of weight, and then when they come off the diet and they put back weight, what they've done is they lost muscle weight, not fat weight.
Right.
So you need to minimize the eating habits and increase your exercise so that you're maintaining the muscle, and that's what Insanity does. Is it helps you lose the fat and maintain a lean physique and muscle, where you're not. And women, I don't want to bulk up. Unless you look masculine, you're never going to bulk up. I actually bench press about 95 pounds right now, doing about 5 sets. I'm not bulky. All I'm doing is I'm toning the body. I don't have enough testosterone. You can take supplements to do that, and that's what a lot of them do when you see the women bodybuilders.
They're bodybuilders, yeah.
I think that that's not for me, but I respect where those people have brought their bodies to, because when you can get the fat off, you're in probably the best shape of your whole life. One of the scary parts for me is, I'm also right now under a personal training certification studies, and one of the scary things is that fat is a storehouse for cancer cells. And when you begin to exercise and you begin to deplete that layer off, your energy level goes up, your stamina goes up, your capabilities are really, you wake up feeling great. Now, sometimes you're going to wake up sore.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell you a story. You wake up sore, but it's a good sore. There is a difference. And in my classes, what I teach is, this is your exercise. This is your workout. It's not mine. You don't keep up with me, and don't worry about the one next to you. Do what you can do.
Right.
That's the best workout that could ever be. If you can't do but one, give it your shot, your all, but don't not do it.
Right.
Everybody we've had our classes now since February, and it was scary to start this, because I'm OCD, and when you have a change, or you've got to be in charge and you've got to be the leader, it's a hard thing on your mind, because you have to do so many things as an instructor. They make it look so easy, but it's because they've worked so hard to get used to working with the people. When I first switched over, I was actually helping out with a class at the gym I go to just for free, just to get easy. And I was addicted to the mirrors, so I didn't have to look at the students. And now with the gymnasium, I have to look at everybody, but it makes me a better instructor, because I'm focusing on them and what they're doing, and making sure that form is correct, and making sure that making
sure they're not overdoing it or doing it wrong or something like that. Yeah.
We have a 67-year-old gentleman in our class. He scares me. He scares me. With Insanity, with our training, we actually start out with a warm-up that makes you sweat.
Yeah.
We do 5 exercises, and we do it in continuous. You start out slow, next round you do it a little bit faster, and next round you go all out.
Yeah.
Then you go into stretching. Not like you would think. Everybody thinks that they stretch before they work out, and Insanity teaches that's actually hurting people. You don't want to stretch cold. You want to get that blood flowing to those
It's true.
joints.
You want to get warmed up a little bit.
Everything needs to be warm. And so that's one of the, that's another thing. I had one of the students was stretching before we got started, and I said, trust me, just if you'll watch and follow this format that I've learned, this is your best way to get stretching.
Now, all this sounds extremely intimidating. So for beginner levels or somebody like me who I've not had the chance, well, I won't say had the chance, I have not taken the opportunities, I'll say that.
Haven't made the opportunities.
Haven't made the opportunities. 12-hour work days that are totally unpredictable. Just as sure as I make a plan to be at Parker Memorial at 5:30 on a Tuesday night, I'm going to get a call at 5:25 that's going to change that plan. That's the way my day is all day long.
But put it on there anyway.
And
because you might make Thursday.
But that's true. So all this sounds extremely intimidating, though, with the extremity and the name of insanity, and just from the warm up. How does somebody like me get started on this without and stay with it without saying, God, this is too much, I can't do this?
Well, that's where we have my husband. He is my partner. He has bad knees. He has a bad back, a very bad back, and he's got bad shoulders. Mm-hmm. He's 6'8", and he is our modifier. And he shows beginner level where you walk it out. Mm-hmm. There is no jumping. There is no massive calisthenics involved. We had last night a 66-year-old lady that showed up that was one of my friends that got me pushing out the door through the keyhole, getting me started as an instructor, Miss Brenda Moore. This lady battled serious anxiety. She goes, I have not done anything like this, and I'm retired military since '95. And I said, watch my husband. He'll show you how to walk this through. And when they got done, they felt fantastic. They said, we've done more things in your time frame here than I think I've done in years. And that's the beauty of it, is you take it at your pace. And I'm reminding you every time I'm up there, and I'm telling you, when I'm finished, I look like the Derby horse that won the race, and I am frothing at the mouth. I've sent my gum flying. I mean, it's just it's insane. But the amazing part is that, like, one of my best friends, she told me last night, she says, I'm now getting a high after class. Mm-hmm. That means that she's breaking through and the body's beginning to get those endorphins going, and she's starting to feel great. Yeah. Our slogan is, we make the F in fitness mean fun. Because, let's face it, it's hard. And I'm not going to tell you that every single day I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to go to the gym. Right. I'm like, oh, I've got to go to the gym. But I put me on there. With my business totally pamper me, that was one of the main reasons I started it, was because I got sick. I was not on my agenda. I was not on my schedule. I was not my priority. Mm-hmm. One of my favorite quotes that I created is, why are you treating your body like the shack out back? You need to treat it like the temple God meant it to be. Mm-hmm. And we take it for granted. But when our health goes, because we took it for granted, then what do? Everything we possibly can to get it back. Right. Because it's priceless. Mm-hmm. And am I saying that I won't end up in a wheelchair or anything when I'm in my 80s? No. But by golly, I'm going to do everything I can between now and 80. And I might have a good shot at it. And when I'm 80, I'm still not in the doctor's office. And let me check I'm sorry, I can't make that appointment because I got to go see Dr. So-and-so. Right, I got to go get my meds.
You spend all your time in the doctor's office instead of other things.
All your money.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you got to have doctors. I'm not against them. And they're there for a reason. But they're not there for life. They're there to help you. And then you have to help you. Mm-hmm. Physician, heal thyself. You have to take your condition. If I stayed on the drugs they had me on with fibromyalgia, I would be a zombie. Mm-hmm. I would be worthless. I would be dysfunctional. There are days, especially when the weather changes, when it was freezing cold, the pain it could have kept me in bed. But I was like, no, I'm going to press on. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to overcome this, and I'm going to fight my way through it. And at the end of my day, when I have to walk out the door and go over to Parker Memorial to teach, I am honestly strung out, stressed out, and I keep going, what am I doing this for? And as soon as I get there, God just takes, this peace comes over me, and this is what you're here to do. When those people come in that door, mm-hmm. and I hear the stories, I hear the amazing things in just 7 weeks of what's happening to their lives, I see the men actually having better agility, mm-hmm. better range of motion. They can do more push-ups. Yeah. They're feeling good about themselves. They're starting to, we've even got a gentleman in there that's had open heart surgery. Wow. And he's like, this is the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah. Let me stop you right there because we've got to get to a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about this fitness program and some more details of what a workout is like, some of the exercises and things like that. So we'll do that when we come back, so stay with us. Welcome back into East Alabama today. Tammy Doering is our guest, and we're talking about the Insanity Fitness workout with her new organization, Overcomers Fitness, if that's the correct name. And the group meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Parker Memorial Church Gymnasium in Anniston. And there we have the information, 5:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The phone number, 236-4447, if you'd like more information. And if to find out the cost and things like that to be a part of it. But the workout is called Insanity, and as we were talking earlier, it sounds a little intimidating. So kind of take me through, what are some of the exercises? What can one expect if they want to participate in this? What can they expect to find when they get there?
What we do is we do a warm-up, and then followed by that is stretching. I'd like to reiterate to people that are exercisers, do not stretch before you exercise. You need to warm up the body properly and then do your stretching. I always thought of it as backwards, and one of the things that they've discovered now is that even in the football calisthenics and things, when they would have them stretch first, that it actually was injuring people. And so you want to get the blood and everything warmed up. So we do a series of 3 rounds of exercises for a warm-up. We move into a very good stretch, a lot of yoga moves and things, lunging and stretching, and then we go into what's called a block. We have block 1, block 2, and block 3. Now, during your whole exercise, I reiterate, this is your workout. This is not my workout. I'm here to give you the proper way to do it. I'm going to check your form, because when form is wrong, injuries occur.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main reasons for the instructor being there. It's to help make sure that you are enjoying this, because if it hurts you, you're not coming back. I have.
Well, it's going to hurt a little bit anyway.
It's going to be a little uncomfortable,
but it's supposed to be a good kind of hurt, right?
It's a burn, you know. And what you do with Insanity is you actually reach into an anaerobic state where the body burns fat for fuel. The interesting part about it is that it is actually, even the University of Alabama did some testing about this, that you are burning the fat up to 24 hours after you walk out. When you do standard aerobics or classes or anything, that when you're done, pretty much. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's just, I want mine to keep going. Right. Because at age 50, the body fat continues to harbor, and it doesn't matter unless I do some really, really out of the box stuff. And that's the thing I love about Insanity is we are constantly being updated, upgraded, and we're learning round 2 now. We're actually coming out with round 6. But it takes that much for my training on my own and with other friends that come over to the house while I'm doing the training to learn this stuff, because I want to make sure when you come that we're watching you, we're making sure you're okay. You're going to get that heart rate up. You're going to breathe heavier. Yeah. And that's where you want to reach, because that's when everything in the body begins to take over, and actually the glucose in the muscles begins to burn out, and then the fat becomes fuel. You do not want to be eating celery and eating carrots and then try to do this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you're consuming the right amount of protein. The most important factor in healthy living is when you wake up, within the first, they say 30 minutes to 2 hours, that you are consuming at least 29-30 grams of protein. How do you get that much in? Because an egg is only between 5 and 7 grams depending on the size. Right. That's a lot of eggs. And if you got to dump the yolks, because that's a lot of fat too. Yeah. So I actually use Greek yogurt, and then I mix a metabolic shake in with it, and then I add a handful of blueberries to it. All of a sudden I'm up to about 40 grams of protein with very minimal, almost no fat. I think it's about 6 grams of fat from the shake mix. But these are things that are tricks that are healthy. You know,
Right.
Don't wake up and just keep going about your day, and then about 3 o'clock go, oh, I'm hungry, and I'm going to make up for lost time. I didn't eat breakfast, and it's past lunch, and I'm going to run down here to the local fast food place, because then all you're going to do is consume empty carbs, garbage, high fructose corn syrup, trans
Right.
fats, and it's all going right here.
Let's talk about the from the standpoint of the average person who doesn't work out on a regular basis, who's not doing this kind of thing, the kind of questions they're going to have, which are the similar questions I'm going to have. I've seen Zumba. I've watched these people do Zumba. I am
love
not
Zumba. I love
coordinated.
Zumba.
I am not coordinated enough to do Zumba.
Well,
I'm going to trip all over myself. I'm going to fall all over myself, and I'm going to feel like an idiot in there
And
with
you're not
all
gonna
these
swivel
other
them
people
hips, right?
who, right? You know, I'm too inhibited to do
got you.
Zumba. You know, so are we going to be dancing and doing Zumba-like stuff? Am I going to have to roll around on an exercise ball and
No.
then can't get up off the floor because I've rolled around on an exercise ball? Those are the kind of things that I can see the average person watching this is asking those kind of questions in their head. So
No, you're
address
not.
that to
You're not gonna roll
the
around
average
on a
person,
ball.
not somebody who knows working out, not somebody who's already in shape and runs marathons and 5Ks every couple of weekends.
And that's not healthy either, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not good for your heart.
to the average person, to me, how do you convince me to get started?
What I usually tell folks is that please come to class. And if this isn't the most fun you've ever had, I will give you your money back, honestly. But you're not going to roll around. The thing about insanity is there are no weights involved except the body. You use the body for leverage, and you use the body for strength. And you can walk it out, or you can sprint it out. Even if you just lift that knee just a little bit, that's better than sitting on the couch eating potato chips and watching a rerun of
Right.
Friends, which is one of my favorite things to do. But I don't do it all the time. But if you come to class, the first thing I do is I know everybody. So I meet you, I greet you. We even wear name tags. I bought those dry erasable name tags. I bought those because when you're standing next to somebody and you keep seeing them, you want to know their name.
Yeah.
But you don't want to go, hey, what's your name?
Yeah.
Because you can't breathe.
Exactly.
You want to see it.
You can't breathe.
so
you can't talk too well.
I've
and,
incorporated
yeah.
a name tag, and then they turn them in at the end of the thing. Another thing I do is if you forgot your sweat rag, I provide them. You just put them in the hamper, and we wash them up because of our facial room. So this way, I have a couple of different things that most people don't think about because I've already run into the issues, and so I'm overcoming those.
Yeah.
But when you come in, you just do what you can do. And that's why I always point, to my husband, Jim. I said, watch Jim for the modification. And a lot of times, because I'm one with a wireless headset, everybody's looking to me. So I will stop and I will begin to show how to walk it out. If you don't want to jump, we lift the knee. And if you can only lift it here, that's great. If you can lift it here, that's better. But push yourself. I can't listen to your body.
Right.
I can watch your form, and I can see your face. Wow, some of these facial expressions, to include my own, they're dying.
Yeah.
But we have a 67-year-old gentleman that he blows my mind. He is retired from the Alabama Power Company, and he is in love with this stuff.
Yeah.
He had bad sciatica when he was coming in, and another lady did. She says, this is helping.
Good.
But moving, a body in motion stays in motion. You don't have to be, Sean T. I'm not. I want those six-pack abs, and I'm working toward it. And the change in 7 weeks of doing this has been a miracle. With my mind, the fog lifts. I think clearer. I'm more creative. It's just amazing.
And we're going to have to take another commercial break.
No,
Got to, unfortunately. We got to take another commercial break, so we'll be back in a moment, so stay with us. And we welcome you back in our final quick segment, talking about Overcomers Fitness, meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays at Parker Memorial Church Gymnasium in Anniston. There you see the phone number. And Tammy, $5 per visit. Just whenever you come, it costs $5, and that's
Yes, sir.
all there is to it. But you have some discounts available for students, police officers, those kind of folks.
With a valid ID for firefighters, EMT, policemen, and students, we're doing $3 per session. So that way they just show that. We have a front desk guy that takes care of everything. There's a sign-in sheet and a consent form. One of the things I know we're wrapping up, but I want to point out that 40% of our population today is technically obese. That means that we have people that are suffering with autoimmune deficiencies, they're suffering with cardiovascular disease. Exercise can aid with overcoming all of this. I'm not saying you got to be in there and be, the Hulk, but just start. Put you on the agenda. Force yourself to take care of you. Where are you going to be 6 months from now? Where are you going to be a year from now? What's your game plan in 5 years? What's your game plan in 10? You don't want to think that far? Think the next 3 weeks. Think the next month.
Right.
Put it in there. And even if you can't make it, try to put it in the next time. I am looking for a place right now where we can go Monday through Thursday and have classes back to back to back. Because I've got people that are really understanding this now, really want that, and they want to dig deeper and reach low body fat content. So
We got to go.
Got to go.
All right.
Bye.
Tammy, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for being with us as well here on East Alabama Today. We'll see you next time.